kind of like, I'd like to like have all my flowers together, all my animals together, all the, you know, hearts together, what have you, like that. And kind of have it organized a little bit in that way. But I don't really know how to do that. So I guess that would be my worst storage ideal. Alright, number 8. Let me get this back turned around the right way. Turn myself around, make sure it's backed up. Now that looks, it's because of that lamp behind my chair. Okay, that looks better, I guess, a better color right there. Alright, number 8. Most viewed craft video of mine. It says of yours, but it means mine. This one and the next question was the very hardest ones of all of these questions for me. Like I said, I don't know how y'all do it. It's like y'all just, you study it, you have it here, you bam, come out with the answer just like that. If y'all know of another way to do this, please let me know. I have a whole lot of videos that I've made. Because I started this back in, I don't know, what was it? Was it 2010 or 2011? I can't even remember now. I would have to sit down and go through and watch every one of my videos to know which ones I actually showed a craft on. Because I vlog, I don't just craft, I vlog and I show my crafts and I show other type things too. And I don't always show a craft in my videos. So that is hard. I'm going to turn my camera around here. That hand and arm is really hurting. Sorry about that, y'all. So I don't really know. And then, so this is what I done. I got on YouTube. I got on my channel and I went to my videos. And I started at the top, which is the most recent videos I've made. I didn't click on them and watch them. But I looked at them, the picture, I read the name. If the name had the word craft or crafting in it, then I looked at the views to see how many it was, and it tells you right there. And I went all the way down doing that until it said 1 year ago. You know how it tells you when that video was done? So when it said 1 year ago, so that means I went through at least this past year's worth of videos. And from what I could see there, now that's not saying that it's the truth, because there's other videos out there that I'm sure I didn't, you know, notice that had crafts in it or whatever. But the one that I have for the, what question was that? Most viewed crafts videos, that would be probably 18 views. Because I had, and I didn't, you're asking what the video was. I didn't actually get the name of the video to tell you to describe what video it was or whatever. I don't even really know how to do that. But I'm just telling you how many views I did have. So I'm going to say, because I think the highest views anyway went up to about 18. I had some 15s, some 16s, and 18s. So I'm going to say it was about that. Now the next question, number 10, the least viewed craft video of mine was 2 views. So I had one that was 2 views, and I think I didn't see them in this past year's videos that I glimpsed at. But God, what is wrong with my arms and hands today? They're hurting. I can't hold the video camera. Jeez. Anyway, I probably got some videos that has 1 view, or even probably got a lot of them that has 0 views. Anyway, so that's the answer to both of those. Alright, number 10. The biggest crafting mishap. Becca will probably remember this. It was a card I tried to make for her. It was kind of like a magical card. Okay? It had like a clear, I think they call it cellophane or something other. It wasn't paper. It wasn't like saran wrap. Okay, it was a thicker type. You know, you could wiggle it and it would make a noise, you know. And I'm trying to show my hands and don't have the camera on it right. Anyway, it was on there, and then there was a piece of white paper. There was a picture behind that. There was a piece of white paper that you put between the picture and I think that clear thing, whatever it was. And somehow you were supposed to pull it. Where's my hand? Pull it up slowly to where, you know, when you're just looking at it, you don't see a picture, I think was the way it was. It was so long ago now, I'm not even sure. But then you pull it up, and slowly, it's that white paper that was coming up, I guess, and it revealed the picture behind. So it was supposed to be like a magical thing. I don't even remember now how it worked, how it messed up, and why it was such a big mishap. I just know it didn't work out. I didn't get to fix it right like you're supposed to. I even had to have my husband help me. I think part of it tore, and I even taped it with Scotch tape or something like that. I went ahead and sent it to her. Boy, she raved about it. She, you know, said it was a great idea and loved it. And, you know, I said I would never make it again, and I haven't tried again and probably won't. It was just too hard. I couldn't get it right, even with help. But she seemed to love it. She thought it was a good idea if I could really figure it out the right way. And Becca, if you're watching this, why don't you try to make one? See if you can do better than me. Because that was, yes, a very big mishap. Okay. So, the next question is, number 11, items you stock up on when you go to the craft store. To me, I don't understand that question. I understand it, but I don't understand it. To me, and no offense, Veronica, nothing bad on your part. You probably didn't even make this tag up. Someone else did. And nothing bad on their part either. It's just, to me, I kind of consider that question a silly question. I mean, what items do you... I mean, the way that it's worded, it sounds like that you would go to the store and get the same items every time. You understand what I'm saying? And, of course, you wouldn't do that. It's whatever, if I run out of any of my stuff that I need, like glue, you know, the sort of stuff like that that you use a lot and run out of and have to keep getting, then I go intending to get those items. If there's something specific that I have in mind that I want to craft and make, that needs certain things that I don't have here, then I go intending to look for and get those items. So that's the items that I stock up on when I go to a craft store. You know? Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the only way I know how to answer that question. I'm sorry about this, y'all, that I'm weird like this and that these questions are hard for me and I have a hard time answering them. But anyway. Okay. Question 11, and there's 15 questions. I mean, that was question 11. It's 15 questions. We're on 12. What is my favorite non-crafty store? Okay, I'm having to switch my camera again. That would have to be Books-A-Million. Because I love to read books. That was my very first hobby that I got into. And it was basically my main hobby from a lot of my life until I really got into crafting and other things, and now YouTube videos and blogging and stuff like that. So I used to go to Books-A-Million. Every time I went to town, I would go to Books-A-Million. But also, that was back when I lived in Mississippi, and somehow or another I seemed to have more money back then. And I could go there and buy books, because books are very expensive at Books-A-Million. Lately, especially since I don't have a babysitting job anymore, but the last part of my babysitting job too, the money wasn't mine. It had to go on bills and food for us and everything. So I've not been to Books-A-Million in a while and spent money on a book there. Now, I get books like it rummage sales if it's something I really want or I think's, and I ain't been to a rummage sale in a while, but you know, I'll do that. I go to the library and check books out because I don't have money to spend on anything, or people give me books. A lady in our church just gave me a big bag of books a while back, and I'm still reading on them. Then let's see, what else? I get books at Walmart also. But I have a list of books, certain books that I want. Well, that's how I was doing in Mississippi. I had this list. It's the same list, the same old paper that's almost tearing up. I would, when I'd get the money for a book, I would go to Books A Million and get one of the ones on my list. You know, as I'm reading it down, or however many I could get. And then when I'd get through with those and get more money up, I'd go back and get some more and mark it off my list. So I don't much go just looking at books and say, okay, let me see what good book I can find now. You know, I actually have a list of certain ones I want, and that's the ones I try to get when I have the money and can. Like I said, I ain't been to Books A Million in a while, but that would have to be that. And then Walmart. Of course, you know, it does have a crafting section, but it's not just that. It has lots of other departments in it too with other things. But nowadays, I guess used to, I would say Walmart would be one of them, or my favorite. Because used to, before I got into crafting big time, I didn't go to Walmart for crafting stuff. I went for any and everything else that I wanted that they have there, you know. Can't even remember, it's been so long ago, because now all I go to Walmart for is the crafting section. So, but I guess that's my answer on that. Walmart and Books A Million. Okay, number 13. Craft I wish I could do, but can't. Now, on that question, there's no certain thing. You know, there's no certain craft, you know, actually thing or item to make. It's just that I wish that I could make my stuff look as pretty and grown-up crafty, I'm gonna call it, as all of y'all out there do. My crafting style seems to look childish, and I don't like it. I want mine to look pretty like y'all's is. But I just can't seem to do it. I don't know why. Anyway, so that's my answer on that. Okay, number 14. What's next in your craft tool wish list? And I do have that down on my paper of things I want to buy. I have a heating tool marked down. It's the heating tool that you turn on and it blows heat out. It dries the embossing powder that all of y'all use and do. I had seen a while back a lot of videos where y'all were doing that and using that, and it made me want one, so I put that down on my list. It's still down on my list. It's about the next, what you could call a tool, and maybe the biggest tool that is on my list. But lately, I mean, I haven't just been wanting it and thinking about it like I did at first when I put it down. And lately, when I do see a video where y'all are doing that, I kind of think, now, do I really want that? Or is that going to be one of those things where it's going to be too much trouble? I'm not going to want to pull the powder out and put it on it, and then the heating tool, bring it out to heat it up. Am I lazy? I guess I'm just lazy. Or maybe I just don't like that sort of thing enough to want to go through pulling all that out and doing it. I don't know. I got lots of glitter and I don't even hardly use it. I don't really, I'm going to go ahead and say it too. I don't even really like stamps much. Ink and stamps. For one thing, I can't get them to look pretty. They smear and mess all up, or don't end up being dark enough. And I just don't care to do that. So I'm going to say heating tool. It's still on my list. Not that I'm just really wanting it right now. It'll probably be a while, especially since it costs a lot anyway, and I ain't got no money and don't know when I'll get any to be able to go, you know, get something like that. But anyway. Okay. The last question, 15. What made you start a YouTube channel? Why? Watching all of you other vloggers out there, of course. Back whenever I started my YouTube channel, which I'm going to say was either 2010 or 2011, I can't remember now exactly which year it was. It was one of them too. But it was way before that I even learned about, well, I'm not going to say learned about. I knew about YouTube. I had heard about it even back in Mississippi when we lived there. people, my family even, would mention YouTube, and they would say, did you see such and such video on YouTube? And they would pull it up and let me watch it. I remember there in my mama's house in Mississippi one time, they showed me one of a little baby that had got up. I think that's when I seen it. Anyway, had a little baby that had got up on platform in church, and it was just a preaching. And it was a baby. It couldn't talk. It was doing its baby talk. But it was under conviction. The Lord was all over that baby, and it was on that pulpit, and it had left its mama daddy's pew, went up there. They didn't stop it. They didn't try to get it, and that's the thing to do. Leave it be, because it was God. And it got up there, and it got that mic from the preacher, and he gave it to it, and it went walking back and forth on that stage, and it was doing its baby jabber, but it was doing it like it was preaching. You know, the preaching tone sound, and it would point its finger, it would move its hand and fist up in the air, and it did that for a good little bit, and then it handed the thing back, and it went right back down and sat back with its mama and daddy. And I think that's the video I seen on YouTube. So I knew about YouTube, but I didn't exactly, I just thought YouTube was a thing that people, yeah, which it is, to put videos on, and they do, but I thought it was just like a, I didn't know that you would have a channel that you could actually just keep putting videos up on, you know, and have your own channel, your own page for all your videos, and do a certain thing like crafting videos or vlogging videos. I thought it was just a website. You know, people could put up a video, but it's like they put up one video and then that would be it, or scatter several videos throughout years, you know, and not just, you understand what I'm saying? So anyway, we move up here, and my oldest daughter Elizabeth wanted to, and I know I've told this story before, she wanted to learn how to tie ties. She wanted to wear ties. The ties that I think only men should wear. It's silly to me that women wear ties, but oh well. So anyway, she wanted to learn the right way to tie a tie. And so she had walked into the living room, and I was sitting at my desk. That's when I had all my stuff in there. It was several years ago now. We've been here for 5 years or more now, whatever. I don't even know how long it is now. Anyway, and she come in there, and she was looking in the mirror that I had on my wall. I showed that to y'all the other day. And she was doing the tie, trying to tie it. And I just was watching her, and then, I guess I asked her how did she learn how to do that or whatever, and she just said on YouTube. And so she said, you can learn how to do anything you want to do on YouTube. She said, and then so she told me, so we were just talking, she just answered my question. She said, if there's anything you ever want to learn how to do, just get on YouTube and search it up, and there's a video on it, you can learn how to do it. So she goes on about her business, and I probably continue to do what I'm doing, whatever I was doing. But I think on what she said, and it struck my interest. And the reason it struck my interest is because during that time, see, I used to crochet years ago. My sister taught me how to crochet when I was a teenager and coming up. And so I crocheted a little bit then, and then later on, you know, I had slacked and quit, so later on in my young married life, when my kids were little, I picked it back up and tried to go by the patterns that she had, and I think one time again I even had her to show me some basic stitches of it to try to pick up and get back into crocheting again. Well, then I quit it again. So during this time, I had been thinking, you know, I want to crochet again. I loved doing that. I want to really learn how and get further with it this time and all that. And so, when she said that if there was anything I wanted to learn how to do, that I could pull it up on YouTube and learn it, then, I was thinking on that after she went on her way and I was finishing doing what I was doing. I was thinking on that, and then I thought, crocheting. Maybe I can pull up and find some videos on crocheting and learn how to crochet. So I got onto YouTube, and at that point in time, I didn't have a channel or anything like that. But I just got on YouTube, and I put it in, crocheting videos, and it pulled up a whole slew of them. So I sat there and I started watching crochet videos on how to do it, and beginners and steps and basic and all this kind of stuff. And I started You know, I would watch them first, and then I would pull them back up again, and I